Good morning, children. This is Seema Prabhakaran. We'll continue with our history lesson, The Revolt of 1857. In our previous videos, we talked about the causes and the regions in which this revolt was spread. We also talked about the reasons why the revolt failed. Let's find out the results of the revolt or consequences of the revolt. The revolt of 1857 led to a number of changes. First among them was the rule of the East India Company ended and the direct rule of the British Crown began. In 1858, the British Parliament passed a new act which transferred the responsibility of ruling India to the British Crown. A member of the British Cabinet was appointed the Secretary of State for India and given the task of governing the country. A council called the India Council was appointed to advise him. The Governor General of India was given the title of Viceroy to show he was now a representative of the Crown. Next consequence was to win the support of Indian rulers, the British decided not to annex any more territories in India. They promised rulers would be free to rule their kingdoms and pass on their kingdoms to heir, even adopted sons, if they accepted the British ruler, Queen Victoria, as their head. Next consequence was the British decided to raise the number of Europeans and reduce the number of Indian soldiers in the army, especially those belonging to areas such as Awadh, Bihar, and central India, where the revolt was the strongest. The British also decided to recruit more Gurkhas, Sikh, and Pathans who had helped them suppress the revolt. Properties of many Muslims were taken away as the British held them responsible for the revolt. The British Crown promised not to interfere in the social and religious practices of the people. The British made policies to protect the rights of landlords over their lands. That's all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.